How's it going, everyone? Thank you for joining Shop Talk Live. My name is Rick Ramirez, also known as Rick's Two Cents, along with my fellow co-host Skylar from Ian's
I
Hi,
Woodworking,
everyone.
was about to say hi.
Steve from Steve Makes Everything,
Hi, all.
and Roger from Roger's Shop.
Good evening.
I got made fun of for not doing ladies first last time, and it was just always the left to right. So I skipped the Skylar, and Steve got skipped. So so I got some people in live. Chris actually jumped in here quite early. I was messing around with this camera, so hopefully you don't see lag and I don't look like a kung fu movie.
I logged in at, I don't know, it was like 10 after. And I was shocked to see you here already because usually you're like 1 minute before we start, or sometimes 5 minutes after we start.
Well, it's my wife took my son, so I wasn't shuffling around with him before we went live. So they're out shopping. But yeah, so Skylar, I have a question for you.
Yes.
We often refer to you as a artist, and I say that because it's like beyond the woodworking type. So I think when people see the UV videos and some of the things you're doing on these higher end lasers, do you think that you have the ability to create that type of design because your artistic background, or do you think that's not necessarily something that's giving you a really edge, and someone who's never used a laser before can still achieve those same type of results?
Honestly, the UV lasers, I feel like anyone can achieve those results. I just took the cube, put it on the machine, and I used whatever settings the machine came with on all my UV lasers that I reviewed so far. So I've done nothing. I just bought the design from Etsy, put it on the computer, and push go.
Right. You just have to understand when people see some of the work you do, then that's an intimidation factor to someone who's like, I'm never gonna be able to achieve something
It
like that.
intimidates
You know?
me.
Yeah. So just asking, putting it out there, because
Nope.
that. Oh, so speaking of, you did send. I should have grabbed it, but it's now my son's nightlight. Skylar sent Ricky a little octopus that is it not an octopus, a what is it
Jellyfish.
called? A jellyfish. A jellyfish, yeah. So he has it going through all the different colors and lights up his whole room, actually. So pretty cool. I have to do a little video of that and give you a shout out. But yeah,
Well,
so he's
thank
very
you.
fond of that.
That was inner engraving.
Yeah, that was the one when I tested the Omni X. And I think that one was off center. I didn't frame it right.
Can't
Yeah.
tell.
So inner engraving is actually really cool. I had a one of the customers I've been working with this week to build a prototype of something they want. They wanted inner engraving in glass, in a crystal, but they wanted it to be very, very dense, like white, basically. And I mean, the problem with inner engraving is you kind of get one shot at it, right? You can't go
Right.
back and do it. Well, I did figure out a way how to do this. So I'll probably do a video. It's pretty simple. But they said, how did you do this? And I said, well, 40 years ago, I worked on UV lasers, industrial ones. And I said, so it's old guy experience combined with new laser technology.
There we go.
So I'll do a video on it. But yeah, it's very picky. You can only do flat things, basically. But
Right.
like you couldn't do your jellyfish and do a second pass on it because there's too much stuff in the way, right, to get to the bottom.
So I should have had it here now that I brought it up, but it's upstairs in Ricky's room. But I'll make sure next live I bring it down so people can see it. That's pretty cool.
That's the one thing I liked about the We Create Lumos Ultra is like centering the design. Like, you know how like with the car marker, you have to really use the little green palette and try to get it in the middle.
Yeah.
This one, actually, it's really easy automatically to get it straight dead in the center.
Yeah, well, it's like the X Tool one as well, right? The F2 Ultra UV. You put it on the little bracket and it's there. Like you can't.
Right. So
you
is
just
this
screw
one.
it
The
up.
base is marked, and then in the software, it has a button that says center, so it goes right
Yeah.
in the center.
Yeah.
Nice. Spectrum Reality said, what's going on, folks? Hopefully I don't look like a kung fu movie. I got to figure out how to flip the camera, but at least I'm live.
It looks like you lost 10 pounds.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah, well, you're vertical now. It's like you're tall and skinny.
It's a trick. Hi from Portland, Oregon. Kevin said, good evening from La Crosse, Wisconsin this week. Hello, hello.
Nice.
The Traveling Man. What's that oldie song? I'm the Wanderer.
Sounds like a country song.
You never heard that song? I'm the Wanderer.
I don't. If it's country, I haven't heard it. I
No. It's an
guarantee it.
oldie song from the '50s. Man, what the heck? Gary said hello from Waverland, Iowa.
Yeah,
Roger,
Waverly's not too far
what's
from
yours
me.
today, Roger. What do you got? Nemo?
Yeah, have you seen Nemo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nemo made me buy like a $5,000 saltwater tank for a while. I said to my daughter, "Yeah, we can get a Nemo tank." I didn't realize how expensive saltwater tanks were.
Oh yeah. You put some
$5,000 ended up like this. But it was fun while it lasted. We don't have it no more, but
Nemo died.
yeah.
Lost him and couldn't find him.
I used to have this fish that looked like a dolphin, but it was like maybe 8 inches long. And I'd tell everyone it was a baby dolphin. They were like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Dude, you're so stupid. Like, do you realize how big a baby dolphin is?"
It was probably a shark. Actually.
They're like, "I can't believe you have a dolphin." I'm like, "Yeah, you're so stupid, but okay."
Nice.
David said, "Hello, everyone from South Milwaukee. Just checking in. Hello. Thanks for everyone checking in. Let us know if you have any questions."
Hey, Jim. Geez, Jim, I haven't heard from you all week. You're either completely successful or depressed with failure. I'm not sure which.
So we've been talking a lot about filament lately, and I don't know about you guys, but I've been like, I set the alerts up for Bamboo Lab to send me the email, and I don't know if I'm not that quick of a click, but it's within the hour, and it still keeps saying sold out. And if I sound a little nasally, the Sunloop, that's all I have now, right? And but it kind of bothers my allergies a little bit. I can't smell it, but it makes me like sneeze and blow my nose all the time. So no, it's got to be putting something in the air.
Sunloo does that?
Yeah.
Pet G?
Yeah, Peggy, yes.
No, I've never noticed that at all.
It shouldn't bother you.
Yeah.
Here, since you talked about Sunloo, let me show you something.
Hey, ABT Marketing. Hello.
Let me steal the screen here for a second. If I can figure out how to do it again. Share the screen. I got to go share something here. Hang on. You might as well keep going.
All right.
Oh, I figured it out. Okay.
What do you got, Steve?
So my part of my Sunloo filament came today. There's certainly some there's no basic PLA. There's some PLA 2 and some PLA plus and some CF. There's also a bunch of kind of quasi engineering filaments. There's some PA6 and a couple of other things. So
that's what your shop looks like not like the one behind
well, some of it, yeah.
You'll
notice the alien. It's sitting on top of a pile of alien
video,
cell boxes.
That, right? Not even in one video we've ever seen his shop.
Well, you can see part of it there. It's not a secret. It's just that I don't record out there usually. Anyway, let me stop this. Yeah. So I do have some. They're sending me some ASA as well. And I'll do a video to show how I made that digital sign back there.
They'll be here by the 15th. So I'll make some Shot Talk Live decals and give them away to anyone who joins the live. And if you guys want anything made, let me know. I could do stickers, banners, all that stuff. So it'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm back. However, it will not be here next Wednesday. Every third Wednesday of the month, I have another obligation I have to do. Sometimes I'm get back in time to get on the last part, but usually I'm not out of there until about 9 o'clock. So.
Rick said, "Okay, I'm here. Start over." All right. Star of Texas Designs. Hello from Houston, Texas. Thank you for joining.
Nice.
I got a lot of family in Texas.
It's probably getting warm in Texas by now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Although our snow is just about gone. Is your snow still around, Skylar?
It's snowing right now by us today, right now.
Oh, yeah?
I still have snow, maybe like 6-8 inches, kind of everywhere, and then in the shaded part of the yard, it's way over 12-18 inches, maybe. I don't know.
Wow. We didn't have that much to start with.
Yeah, no, we still have snow. It's melting quickly though. Yesterday we had like almost 70 degrees.
I can see most of my lawn now, so
Yeah,
I'm
I don't see
encouraged.
any of
Fingers
my lawn on
crossed.
the back.
It's been quite nice here the last few days.
Dewey said, hello all. Thank you, thank you. I don't
Sydney,
recognize
Australia, down under.
This is a new name.
a new name. Hello, Maria. Thank you for joining.
Good morning in Australia.
Yeah. Sanders Laser Engraving. He's been posting a lot in the Facebook group. Thank you, thank you. If you're not already a member of our Facebook group, you should definitely join. I was getting a kick out of his picture of his Jeep, though, because we keep breaking up. That I get it. I mean, like his truck is like wrapped in those Christmas lights, right? So as a kid, think about like someone my son's age or younger, a 5-year-old, a toddler, right? They see that truck, and then they get out, and he gets out from driving. I mean, professionally, he's a Santa, right? But like, he looks like Santa, right? That's gotta just be like starstruck. Santa's on vacation. You can't tell anyone you saw me.
Yeah.
Gotta
he's
go.
on vacation. Otherwise, he'd be at the North Pole.
Exactly. Justin Jones said, I've been 3D printing CNC clamps all day.
I've printed my share of 3D clamps too.
You know,
They're handy for shops. This is Skylar. You don't have a 3D printer, you said, right?
No, and I don't want one.
We'll work on that. No, but the thing is, you can print a lot of your own jigs and tools and things, right? So it's like anytime.
The problem, I'm not good at designing. I'm not good at like 3D designing things.
Yeah, but most things like a jig is basically a square with a hole in it, right? Like it's not really design.
That's what I like about the 3D printer. Like, there's so many designs out there. Unless you wanted something that had to be a particular like minute change, like there's so many print ready files, like you don't have to do nothing. Like Maker World.
Well, that's the thing, yeah.
Like it's insane.
Maker World has thousands of things on it, and that's just one of 100 sites like that, right?
A friend of mine, she lives in California. She called me the other day. She's like, "Hey Rick, can you print molds to make soap?" And I was like, "I guess." So I went on Maker's World and I typed soap molds, and I just sat there like, look at all these, right?
Pick one.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you know, but exactly what you just said. Like, never in my life would I think to print soap molds, but literally anything you can think of is on there. It's kind of crazy.
2 years ago, I decided I was going to build tables and desks and whatever, and then sell the plans. And I bought this like design software that you can design everything and print the plans. I couldn't figure it out. So it's like, I would rather like build something. I'll build 10 of those before I actually write the plans for it.
Yeah.
So Brad is going to check my nursery email I did, and I because of the way my system's set up, I can't share the picture, but it is Nemo sushi. It's sushi made to look like Nemo. So yeah, I got a chuckle out of that. Thank you.
Children all over the world will be devastated. David's asking if did I get some new Alien Cell hardware? From that photo, that's actually the box that the Alien Cell was in, and the thing on top of it is the honeycomb that I also had.
Look at that. That's people deep diving into a picture. Look at that.
Yeah, well, you notice that picture is just full of boxes, which is why I want to do fewer reviews.
I know. I have like this. I put shower curtains in because I'm using about a quarter of my basement. I put shower curtains up to keep the dust from going on the other side of my basement. Right as you walk around the side, it looks like a hoarder convention with all these boxes that people sent me. You're like, what is that? Like stuff I gotta open.
Yeah, see, I have a loft for a lot of that stuff, but it's just things that I may or may not do another video on. I just you know.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, you're still dealing with your back surgery. Wow. Hopefully you feel better soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santa's laser driver is glad to see my fellow Hawaiian shirt brother is back.
Yeah, kids will be even more shocked to see Santa in a Hawaiian shirt.
Yes. Ed Driver 64. I think this is a new name. I don't recognize his name.
Ed Riviera. You should get this. It's Spanish.
Ed Riviera. Sorry, remember I got my glasses off since I now need bifocals.
There's no spaces in it though. I looked at it first and went E-driver,
Yeah.
and then there's more letters. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Thank you for joining. If anyone has any questions, feel free to let us know. Otherwise, appreciate everyone just dropping in and let us know where you're joining from.
Spectrum says we have a few feet of snow here in northern Ontario. That's Ontario for most of us. However, it was freezing rain all day. Yeah, the center part of the country got hammered with freezing rain today. Which, yeah, roads were treacherous. No kidding.
Hey, all from Oz. Well, say hi to the wizard.
Wow, we got a real cult following developing in Australia.
Yes,
I think we're gonna have to make a road trip.
It's definitely blown up. Skylar, I've been using the hell out of that DeWalt planer.
Mm-hmm. How do you like it?
Oh my God! It's like this thing is amazing.
Do you just have the regular blades on it?
Yes, but what I did end up buying was I bought the DeWalt. I just put the table together yesterday, the DeWalt table, because I just had it on my bench.
I did not like the table.
It was kind of like it needs to be like 4 inches taller. So that's what I kind of was like,
Yeah, I had that one, and I think I have it in the garage somewhere. I just built a stand because I didn't like it. I didn't like how hard it was to move around to and stuff. I don't know. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, so I thought it was, at first I was like, why did they make the wheels that way? But then I get it, because if you're pushing the wood, you don't want it to like shift on you. But I just think it needs to be a little taller, because I feel like I'm leaning down a little. I'm not
put bigger wheels on it.
Yeah, that might be an option.
Yeah, and the blades, they are like, once they get dull, you can just turn them around because they're like sharp on both sides.
Okay. Yeah, I got the one with the extra set of blades too, so.
Yeah, that's what I did. And I had it now for 3 years.
Okay, Can't you can get that with the helical option, right? Helical
I think you can. I didn't.
I don't think you can get it from the factory. I think that's an aftermarket thing, right?
Aftermarket.
No, I think DeWalt sells it.
Really?
Aftermarket, but
right. But what I'm saying is ordering it out of the box like that. I don't think that is.
Out of the box.
You have to install it yourself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but man,
I like my planer is got helical blades in it, and they're nice because you can turn them 4 ways, right? Because they're just little squares sitting on a drum.
Right.
I kept complaining how loud my rigid was, like. And I just assumed all planers were that loud. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, planers are loud. I turned this DeWalt on, like, this thing is not loud.
Yeah.
If you ever change your blades, though, buy some of the screws that holds the blades. Buy it before you open the thing because those things strip so easily.
Oh, okay. Good.
You're going to open it and then not be able to put your blades back in because the screws are stripped.
I'll be yelling. I should have just dealt with the dull blades. All right, so ABT Marketing said, my sister and her family are in Chicago right now. I told her it's 80 here today. She said she wishes she was home in the warm sun.
We had a couple of really nice days this week, up in the 70s here.
Yeah.
First down today, it's 35 and snowing.
Yeah, we had, well, I guess it probably would have been pretty close to 70.
So it's here like 65, 70 almost. But then next week I saw it's below freezing again.
Yeah, we got, I think, one day where it's going to be cold next week.
Somebody want to take this?
Tim says.
Have any of you heard? Oh, go ahead.
Tim says, have any of you heard of any info on Xtool's new UV printer or heat press that are coming soon? A little. The correct answer I could give is yes.
I'm not familiar with Xtool.
Yeah, I can't. We can have a conversation offline a bit, Tim, if you want, but it's coming soon. Q2. I hope to have one sooner than that. But
Oh,
we'll see.
Kevin Rich is asking, what are y'all's thoughts on Anycubic Conrad X? I don't have that one, so I can't give an
Neither.
opinion.
Conrad X.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have some comments on Anycubic. They're kind of a difficult company. I befriended a guy through the retro computer group that I'm in, who has a Anycubic. What was the last one they had?
You just want nerd mode on that
Carbon Centura Carbon, that thing.
one.
No,
The retro
it's
computer
a
group?
S1 Max, and he's had a whole bunch of troubles with it. Because I sent him a design and said print it. It's actually that case back there, the one that disappears in my videos or reappears in my videos. And he said, how come it's not scaled properly? And then he sends me a picture of what he printed, and it's like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like did you have the heater on, or are you shoving like cold filament through the nozzle? But they've replaced now the controller, the heat, the bed, the stepper, the drivetrain for the stepper motor. Like just send the guy a new printer, because there's something wrong with this one. Right?
So this is good to my comments from earlier. Sanders Lays Engraved said, I drive through a neighborhood during the spring and summer. The kids yell, Santa, and wave. What just as much fun as when they have adult donuts as well, waiting on OtterBox this weekend. That's funny. Yeah, that would definitely, I think definitely freak some kids out around by me. Tony.
Saying hello from Cleveland, Ohio.
Maybe Santa should shave his beard off for the summer. Just
that have to take some time to grow. That is a full beard.
Yeah, that's a serious beard. Yeah.
Yeah. Ready? We said God love those adult donuts. You're not supposed to see that. It's hidden Santa's secrets, right?
Yeah.
He's in training mode, so he doesn't. You gotta keep the physique.
Oh, Jim has a coaster story.
Nice.
Quoted a very high-end restaurant for 500 paper coasters, 40 cents each. The beverage manager came back wanting to know if we have something cheaper than
Roger.
40 cents.
Roger, come in with some advice, Roger.
Well, the thing is with paper coasters, yeah, if you're going to just have them printed, you can probably get them down to, depending on your quantity, it can be about 15, 20 cents a piece. Just have them printed. That's the thing with paper. I don't even fool with paper coasters.
So there's a company that I know. It's called M13 Printing. Check them out, or check Got Printout. Those are pretty good companies. Pretty cheap. You don't need a tax ID or anything, and they're fast and they're good quality. Maybe it's cheaper to just get it made and you don't make as much, but you didn't do anything, right?
Yeah, but then you're not really a laser engraver. You're just a sales guy.
Yeah, but if somebody wants something under 40 cents, you're kind of at that, like, forget it and don't make any money at all, walk away.
Yeah, I get it, but it's...
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Spectrum Reality says these 3D printers seem horrendously slow. How do you guys build for your time? Like, say, a 6x6x6 inch cube. Something like this would take many hours to print. No? Oh, yeah, it would. But I don't sit and watch my printers. I load them and I go away and I do something else. And I generally load them at night. And then when I come, get up in the morning, come down here to the office, because my office is right next to the print farm, I can take everything off and reload another batch. And
yeah, it's the one machine in your shop that doesn't require babysitting, right? So it can work when you're asleep.
Right, but the thing is that when you have one printer, if somebody wants something that takes an extended amount of time, you what do they say? You don't want to turn down money for maybe making money. That's different. If somebody's going to pay you right then and there, just do it, right? But if it's going to take 3 days and you can't do anything else, and you only have a single printer, sometimes it's like, oh man, or just like, hey, I'll fit you in when I can, but you can't just block off my whole week.
Yeah, in general, I don't bill for my time on a 3D printer job because I don't really have much time unless I'm doing a design of some sort.
Yeah.
But it's printer time. So, and that's really how much filament did you use and multiply it by some multiple that you're comfortable with, and that's the bill, right? Because unless you want to sit there and watch it, in which case I don't want to pay you anyway. You basically start a job and walk away, and you get a notification on your phone when it's finished.
Do you ever load up your printers at night and you think this job is printing, and then you wake up in the morning and it's a big disaster, like nothing went right?
That happens to me.
Well, I haven't had it happen on these bamboo printers I have, but I have had failures overnight where it just said, "Oh, something happened, and I'm going to stop."
Wow.
And you come in the morning and you go, "This job should be done," and it's still got 4 hours to go.
Yep.
And quite often, especially with bamboo printers, you can fix something really quickly and just continue the job, right? And it's a bit of an inconvenience, but it doesn't mean you got to start over.
So
one nice thing with bamboo printers is they have spaghetti detection.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if it detects spaghetti, it'll stop, so you don't end up with a giant pile like I used to get with my bed slingers.
So I print a lot of these hype chains, right? And because exactly what Roger said, it has an AI detection. If one of these little chains, because it's a whole entire bed full of them, so 60 of them, is messed up, if I was awake, I could literally hit skip that object. It would stop printing just that one and keep printing the remaining 59 of them. But if I'm asleep and I don't hit that skip, like Steve says, I wake up in the morning like, oh man.
Yeah. I have used that skip feature. It works really well.
Yeah, it works awesome actually. So yeah, it is disheartening though when you're like, you expect it to be done and you're like, there's a lot of time still to go.
Rick Morrison, Fish Lake, Indiana, just wet and 32 degrees.
Nice one.
Oh, Santa's laser graver should be cutting my grass this weekend. Much better than the 17 inches of snow a couple weeks ago.
Where's Clack when comments like that come in?
Yeah.
Clack might be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is here too. It's like one day there's snow on the ground, next day you have to cut your grass. But it's late this year. Like I did notice, I think 2 weeks ago, my daffodils were finally starting to come up. They were just a little.
Yeah, ours are poking up a little bit.
A month later than normal. So.
Spectrum Reality said, for my laser, I generally charge about 80 cents to $1 per minute for runtime and 50-ish an hour. I feel it could not charge more. I'm sorry. I feel you could not charge this price for a 3D printing, but there's design time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good pricing for laser engraving. But yeah, nobody's going to pay 80 cents to $1 a minute for a print job because that could be $100 for, that little calibration cube.
Yeah. 3D printers are just too slow.
Yeah. They're getting faster. I mean, the very first Creality, what was it? S10. What was the one before the S10? That thing only ran at like 60 millimeters a second. Well, bamboos run at 600, right? So.
Yeah, if anyone's looking to get a Creality, just ask Roger. He's an affiliate. He can give you an affiliate link.
I'll step in there and say I can give you an affiliate code for a Creality.
Yeah, you won't get one from me because
it won't come with the glass of acid that Roger's going to supply.
So, Skylar, any upcoming projects coming soon?
I have to make this. It looks like a ring box for a company. I have to make a whole bunch of them, so that's what I'm working on. They're using it for deal closing. They're gonna put the champagne cork in it, where I cut the bottle with the cork. So that's what goes in it.
Are you doing some crazy exotic woods or vibrant colors?
No, they just chose a walnut box with maple splines, and the maple top because it has to be engraved with the details and stuff. I posted a short on the Facebook group.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. So, today was a crazy day for me at work.
I just made a prototype today, so I'm gonna send them a picture tomorrow and see if they approve of the design, and then I gotta batch make a whole bunch of them.
I'm gonna be making tons and tons and tons until I hate it, of flower boxes.
Nice.
They're boring, but they sell, and they sell fast, right? And they're easy. But around me, because I live on a very busy street, as many as I can stick in front of my house, they're gone.
Yeah. I don't sell anything on Facebook Market other than lasers that I review. So everything has to be able to fit in a box so I can ship it.
Yeah. Sanders Lasers Engraving said, ran into an interesting problem. Engraved a high-end detailed beer on a mirror back, held it up straight and couldn't see it. At an angle, it would appear so detailed, so small, it blended when held up.
Now go to the next comment and you'll see what he did.
Lowered the detail and it came out great. So the DPI rating was too high. So you blasted it a little more. Did you engrave from the front side or the back side?
He said the back, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
the mirror
back
back.
of the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the tendency for things like lines per inch is to go as high as you possibly can, and that's not always the best approach.
Yeah. Spectrum Reality said, been thinking about trying some electroforming using laser cut wood objects as form. Any of you tried looking at this? Man, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get laser thing or you can do this with 3D printing too.
Yes. They make like
Right.
chrome chains like this.
Yeah.
Look like real gold or like high polish.
Well, no, that's electroplating.
Right, but same concept,
Electroforming.
yeah.
Well, electroforming is a little bit different.
Yeah. Still cool though. Very cool.
Yeah, I really do want to do some electroplating just to try it.
I've never tried it.
Yeah,
Very
the
cool.
challenge is you need a print. Like if you're 3D printing something to electroplate it, that print has to be really smooth. So the prep time before you electroplate it is quite extensive. It's not something you're going to possibly make money at, because that chain that you just showed would cost like $1,000 by the time you got the thing electroplated. Just on the time it takes to polish it.
Spectrum Reality said, I have a couple cases of mirrors where I've tried a couple and mixed results. Yeah. I think Roger was saying that with when you were making those backings, right? But they were like Dollar General mirrors, right?
No, my mirrors came from Menards.
Oh,
I bought the mirror tiles. I had really good luck with them.
Yeah, I've used those.
Chris said, been back working on material setting UV laser. Not as easy dialing as a fiber.
Yeah. Jim Jim is on here. He can supply you some evidence. It's UV lasers are if Satan was selling lasers, those would be the ones he sells, because they're tedious, right?
But man, once you get those settings dialed in, they're like the best.
You get it right and it's awesome. But the hardest thing to understand is that, like, if you have a CO2 laser or a diode laser, right, the focus is somewhere about this much. With a UV laser, it's a millimeter. Like if you're a millimeter high or low, you're out of focus. And it's just, so I would never ever buy another UV laser that isn't autofocus.
Makes sense.
Because you just can't get these things into focus.
Sans Living Grade said, got the first fest of the year this weekend, so I'm busy this week. A festive already, huh?
Wow.
I've heard of Christmas in July, but not Christmas this early.
Well, when you look like Santa, every day is Christmas, right?
Radui said, Chris, you finally pulled the trigger on any UV. See, that's what I do have to say, that we can be bad influences on each other. When we first started doing this live, I didn't have a CNC. I didn't have a 3D printer.
It's all Roger's fault.
Yeah.
I can definitely say you guys influenced me to get a CNC.
I did. I joined Andy on his weekly, or I guess it's twice a month live stream.
I watched that this week.
And I thought, oh, this is good. I'll get to talk about CNCs, but it was all about lasers. But
Oh, you joined his podcast?
yeah, he
Okay.
invited me. He invited me to go and talk about some lasers. In part because I use CNC and lasers, and some of the people who watch him are primarily CNC people, but they're interested in lasers, right? So
cool.
it was an interesting thing. A couple people here were there. Chris was there.
I watched it.
That's cool. I didn't.
Skylar was
catch
there.
it.
Thanks, Skylar.
Chris said mirrors can be as variable as plywood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Depends on, well, certainly, like if you're engraving from the back, the silver material can be, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of it. It can be thicker or thinner. If you're engraving from the front, the glass itself can be quite different from one mirror to another.
Yeah, plywood's funny because it could have fillers in it, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, fillers like to catch fire too.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, they do.
You get a really nice cut, and then there's this black charred hollow spot in the middle of your plywood.
I've showed mine a few times. Looked like a sparkler all of a sudden. This one.
See, this is Jim responding to my comment about UV lasers. God, yes, you were right.
I started a fire a few times with diode lasers.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have a hard time to start a fire with a UV laser though.
Right.
Yeah, the thing is that, like, not being complacent, but you know, when I'm making like a large quantity of the same thing with a diode laser, just like in and out, in and out, in and out, you know, no problem. You got your jig, everything's just, and then all of a sudden, boom, you know, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep your eyes open.
So Skylar, I didn't watch your video on the Lumos Ultimate yet. Did you do a relief in wood?
I did. And you know what? It worked really well and really quick.
Yes.
I can show it to you. And it took 15 minutes. So I was expecting to work for like an hour or two. Let me go get it.
Yeah, it's and it's something that you just couldn't do by hand.
Chris said, I'm not addicted. My name is Chris. I have a problem.
It's not an addiction. It's just a problem. Oh yeah, McPhil 3D was there too. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Andy's a good guy. Hey, Faux Hammer, how's it going, man? It's rare he catches the show because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for him.
So
Ross, I was
here's
gonna ask you something, and I forget what it was. It's about some company. It'll come back to me, and I'll shoot you a message.
here is my 3D relief.
Hold on.
Nice. See, and you can.
And here is the same design, just engraved, not 3D relief.
So now you'll have fancy embossing on every
No,
on every box you sell.
I don't actually do engraving or embossing or
Well,
any
because
of
you
this
didn't
stuff.
have the right tool. Now you do.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do it. And this one, I use this blank to use some wipe-on poly on it.
How did you make that, Skylar?
Just with the UV laser. It's kind of the same
wow.
way you do coins, but you do it on wood. So you just put
wow.
like, whatever amount of
Yeah.
layers,
So
100,
so
200.
this will be a good test for you because you're going to get a CNC too. I've had a few debates, we'll say, not arguments, but debates from people who are, I'll say, hardcore CNC people saying, "Oh, you could just do that with a CNC." And it's like, I don't care how good your CNC is. There are just, you can't do this because you can get down to like a millimeter hole, and the sides of it are perfectly vertical, right? You don't get like a tool bit kind of
Tool
hole
marks or anything like that.
Yeah,
cool.
so it's just, it's not a knock against CNCs. I have a CNC too, and I love it. But there are times when you got to use a different tool, and if I was cutting out a breadboard or something, I wouldn't use my
Laser.
UV laser to do it either. Right? It's
Yeah,
just,
this relief engraving on wood, I've tried it before with the X-Tool F1 Ultra, I want to say, and I just remember it took forever because, I don't know, it just took forever. That's the way it worked. And then this one, I put it in and I was like, oh, it's going to take like 2 hours or something. And I walked away, and 15 minutes later, I walked in the room and the laser stopped. I'm like, oh no, what happened? And I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's done.
it's finished. Yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty quick.
Santa's Laven Graydon said, I have 3 lasers and a 3D plater. That's not an addiction, is it? No, you're perfectly fine.
3 lasers? No, 3 lasers, you're okay.
You're
It's
perfectly
not till you
fine.
get 5.
Yeah. Just keep hanging out with us.
I try not to keep more than 4 lasers in my shop at all times.
Yeah,
I got 2 CO2 lasers, 2 diode lasers, 3 fiber lasers.
yeah. I have like 10 lasers in the shop all the time.
No,
So I've
I
got
don't-
And the thing is, I use them all too. It's not like they're just like things that look pretty when you walk in my shop.
no, if I get a better laser, I replace it. It takes place of something.
Yeah,
I do the same
but that
thing. I
spot
always
is
try to
reserved,
replace-
right?
And,
Well, I've
and the
got,
cool thing is,
I've got 1 CO2 laser, a Monport 40 watt, and then I've got 11 diode lasers.
And about 1,000 3D printers.
I would say the cool
Oh.
thing about having multiple lasers is you start using them for particular items, right? And
Yeah.
they're kind of
That's
like
what I do.
set up. And like if I was gonna do, even like since I have 3 fiber lasers, if I'm gonna make a challenge coin, it's only gonna go on my 60 watt. I'm not saying my 30 watt couldn't do it, but my 60 watts dialed in. It's got a jig. It's like go. You know what I mean? And I'm not even gonna move it. That's all that laser does.
I had a couple of coins to make this week, and I did the first one on the F2 Ultra UV, and it came out okay, but it wasn't like awesome. And then I did the second one on the Titan, the 100-watt Titan, and it was just amazing by comparison. Like the thing was practically polished coming off the laser, right?
Yes.
Because you can get higher frequency, right?
Yeah.
So you can go to like 200 kilohertz, and
So-
I mean, you're basically planing brass or stainless steel off the coin. So
So that's the biggest thing that I try telling people. It's not that like a 60 watt is twice as fast as a 30 watt. Laser engraving is laser engraving. It's like you putting 60 grit
Yeah.
sandpaper. It's not the grinding out part. It's the polishing or the refining process. That higher wattage laser system goes a higher frequency. It's just less elbow grease once it's done to make it look shiny, right?
Yeah, I've noticed that when I tried this one, the We Create Lumos Ultra, I've tried coins where I use only 60 layers, but like lower frequency, so higher power. But then I've done some where I use 250 layers and, higher frequency.
I gotta send you my file. So I basically do like
I
every
don't do
so
any
many
more
la-
coins. I'm done, Rick.
every so many layers it does like a cleaning pass.
I did every 10 layers, I did the cleaning pad. And it gets all shiny, and then it gets nasty, and then it gets
Right.
shiny. And it's not my thing.
Yeah. I like it.
yeah, I don't do it either, but it's somebody came along and offered me quite a bit of money to do a couple of very unique coins. So
I did it for the review, and it worked great. I hated cleaning all that,
Yeah.
dust afterwards because I
Yeah.
don't want to use metal. I just want to work with wood. But now I have all this dust stuck in my fan and everything.
yeah, I mean, if you like laser engraving and you don't like dust, then do just inner engraving. You don't even need an exhaust fan. It's just because all the dust is inside the cube.
Yeah, it's definitely. That's what I'm saying. So many people show these coins, they're laser engraving. They don't show you the full process, and just the polishing phase is a big part of a challenge coin. Unless you
Yeah.
like that tarnished look, the aged patinaed look. Some people like that too. That's a lot less.
Yeah, I
elbow
like
grease
that
after
look.
the fact. Yeah.
For me, for all
Yeah.
I want to make coins is just surface engraving. Just want to put my logo on one side, the design on the other side. Just throw it in with the orders as a gift. That's about
Nice.
all I need to do with the fiber laser.
Yeah, what I've done is you can buy these like 1-inch stainless steel rounds,
I have some.
and Yeah, and you can engrave your logo in those, and then just when you have a CNC, you can put a perfectly sized hole for it to drop in, and you can just glue it in on any project you're working on.
Right. Nice. Yeah. My shaper will make the hole with no problem.
Spectrum Reality said, I'm thinking about picking up a fiber laser in the near future. I really wish there was more options for gantry units versus MOPA galvo units, such a small work area. Agreed.
Yeah, you don't find a lot of gantry type
No.
fiber lasers.
No. And whenever
But
you
do
get
a
into
lot
the
of
hole,
them has the extension table thing.
Yeah. I mean, like the OmniX, you can get a
Right.
table. The F2 Ultra, you can get a table.
We create have
they
it
tend to
too.
be bigger. It
WeCreate
almost
has a
seem-
table. Yeah.
When they tend to be bigger, tend to almost be like a multi-laser. And to me, anytime you're a multi-anything, you're not the best of either one. It's like a fiber.
Yeah,
brush
well,
with,
yeah. I mean, things that like this WeCreate Ultimate, Lumos Ultimate, it's not bad actually. Being a fiber laser and a UV in one box, that's a good idea because they're both very similar. Now, if you want to do a job with the fiber laser at the same time you want to do a job with a UV laser, you're kind of screwed. But
Right.
that's a use case.
But they work. They work really well separate.
Yeah,
There you go. Fohammer loves your relief.
Yeah.
He didn't say he liked my relief in stone.
The Adamstack craft, it does have that IR laser.
Yeah.
I've used the dual on that only when I'm doing the laser engraving in wood, and I want that the fake hologram depth look. It looks like it's super deep, and it's not.
Yeah.
The illusion engraving, as they call it.
IR is so slow, though. That's my biggest problem with it. Like,
Right.
you can get some nice results, but it's super slow.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
diode IR lasers, right? A fiber
Right.
laser is an IR laser too, right?
Right.
But
But like the
yeah,
Atom stack, like I think the one that Rick is talking about, it just has a IR 2 watts, 5 watts. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
3 watts.
Ross is asking if everybody got booted. No, there's like 50 some people here. So
So what people don't understand is the reason we read all these comments is that all four of us are on social media at the same time and could be on numerous social medias accounts at the same time. So we use StreamYard to pull all of our comments in. So if you're in Skylar's Facebook group and you're looking at it, and there's only 2 people, but there's 100 people commenting because there could be people also on our YouTube or Steve's YouTube or Roger's YouTube or my YouTube. So that's also a reason that we read them out loud, because since we're pulling everyone together, you guys all can't see each other's comments. So Spectrum Reality said sick. Yeah, people are liking that work, Skylar.
yeah, it's a nice design to start with, and then you do that.
So let
to
me
it,
ask
and
you a question.
That's pretty amazing.
If you want, you could go all the way through no burn marks. It would just keep
Yes.
going off.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't do any sanding or anything. There's just let it go and that's it.
that's the beauty of UV, right? It doesn't burn like a CO2 or a diode laser.
You have
It-
to
it
actually
can-
try hard to get a dark engraving. Like I had to go
Yeah,
to classes to get this.
Yeah, it uses ablation, which is so. I said this in some video I did in the past. A UV or a diode laser is like a torch. It's like caveman style engraving, versus UV, which is like a bunch of hammers and chisels. So ablation is literally chipping away at the atomic level.
If you do
Material.
leather work, the UV laser gives no smell and no
Yeah.
charring. You don't have
That
to
alone
clean
is
the
worth it.
leather. It's so clean, and actually it smells not bad at all if you have
So-
to cut it.
I'm Mexican, and there's no secret that Mexicans like these big leather belts and these big buckles. And I get asked that a lot. Hey, can you do the belts, like the whole engraving? And the problem that I had is that they're long. And most of the guys are kind of like me, a little chubby, so the belt's a little extra longer, you know? So I'm like, oh man. But yeah, that could definitely be something cool. I think you'd have a less likelihood of ruining it, right?
I think for
And-
leather and glass and acrylic maybe too, it's probably the best laser to use, a UV laser.
For engraving acrylic, yeah.
Yes, and
so much-
glass.
not cutting. It's not.
No.
UV lasers aren't really good at cutting.
I
very
would not
much.
cut anything with any galvo lasers.
No. Well, there's that. Yeah.
Fox Hammer said, "Looks great. I love UV lasers." Yeah. Technology, just it's crazy. Like
Yeah. So the next generation of these is green lasers, which are they're even better for engraving, internal engraving and glass.
it's crazy.
I've had a company bugging me about testing one, and they're trying to find somebody to sell them. It's like, yeah, that's work. I don't do jobs. But that technology is coming next. These are all technologies that came out of industry, right? Like they're like the $100,000 lasers. They used to be like green engraving lasers, and those are headed for home use now. Well, small business, we'll say.
Got a question here. Who has an F2?
I have an F2.
well, Oh, yeah, I think certainly Skylar. Now you can answer this, Skylar.
F2 needs to go slow to stop burning. No, I think you have to go faster to stop burning.
Yes.
Like slower, it burns more.
Now to be
Inside
clear,
more.
Ross, you're talking about the F2, right? Not the F2 Ultra or the Ultra UV. Because, because Xtool decided that they needed 4 lasers with the same basic name.
Yeah, the F2 is just the 15 diode with 5-watt infrared, I think.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
small, yeah.
I have that one.
Chris said he had a semi-retire my diode lasers due to space, but between the CO2, fiber, UV, CNC, 3D printers, not much I can't do.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Like, I honestly
Yeah,
feel that way. Like,
if you have a CO2 and a fiber laser and a UV laser, you don't need a diode laser anymore.
I kind of feel like I'm at the point that if there's something I really wanted to make, there's nothing I couldn't walk down my basement and make. Like,
Yeah.
nothing.
How
So
how
you're
is it cutting acrylic though, like with the CNC?
Well, CNCs will cut acrylic nicely.
Yeah.
Well,
You get a lot of like chips, right? Well, it's not
right,
really
and they
chips,
have static on them.
but,
sticks
a
to
little bit.
everything.
It's not too bad.
Okay.
I haven't cut. What have I been cut? What is that stuff called? It's the 3-color plastic, like the
Like lamicoid,
yeah.
that material. So it's like
Yeah.
a 16th or a 32nd of an inch of one color, and then white in the middle, and another
Yeah.
color in the other side. Yeah,
I
yeah.
bought-
It's like tri-lam or something. It's called.
yeah. I bought like I bought 4x8 sheets, but the shipping was insane. So they cut them in half, and then the shipping was like falls under like FedEx standard shipping, and was like $60 or something stupid, because didn't matter the weight, and it's so thin. The package wasn't big, but it weighed a lot, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's pretty heavy, that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I make a ton of signs with that stuff.
yeah, so cool. That's pretty much all I've been using on the CNC.
Mash the button, not the disconnect button, the thumbs up button.
Smash the like button.
I try cutting acrylic with my table saw, and it's terrible. Like
Oh,
it heats up and it shoots these hot little chips on you.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
need a Kevlar suit when you cut acrylic on a table saw, because it shoots these little bullets back at you.
Yep, and they're hot. Like they
Yes.
get so hot.
Spectrum Rise said that would snap constantly, being that thin. Yeah.
No, it's actually not too bad. That stuff. It's because it's not acrylic on the inside. It's like ABS type plastic, but it's not
Yeah.
ABS because it's laser safe. Jim says, "Did you make a video of the 3D engraving on wood?" I guess he's asking that to Skylar.
I mean, I have it in my review. I have clips of it doing it
Yeah.
as it's doing it, and all the materials that I've tested. But I didn't make a specific video for it.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
So jump on our channel and look. There you go. Tim said 5 lasers, a DTF printer, 2 CNCs, and an UFI EV1 UV printer. Yeah. You're
Yes,
not
he finally got
addicted
his E1, and he was sending me some images here earlier. He's busily working on that.
You're not addicted either. You're fine.
Yeah. Well, I think probably 3 of those lasers he got from me. The DTF printer is his X-Tool one. One of the one of the CNCs is for me.
So my wife says, Rick, there's a big giant box out front of the house. What did you order? And I said, oh, I ordered the DeWalt table for the planer, and I ordered a 4-inch hose so I can connect it to the dust collector, because I coupled it down, it just sucked. It wasn't working good. So I just
Not in a
wanted to be
good way.
straight 4-inch all the way to the dust collector. And she says, so you get these things for free and they end up not being free. You're buying all this stuff. I said, well, some of it was free from Lowe's.
Ross says, do I need a CO2? I heard so many good things, but why would a CO2 be so good? And what's the use case? So CO2,
Number one is clear acrylic.
well, any acrylic with a CO2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can cut and engrave on clear acrylic, which is very hard to do on anything but a UV. Now, since you got a UV, actually, yeah, you can't even really engrave well on clear acrylic with a UV laser. But you can certainly cut acrylic. So, making signs, in your business, making display cases for some of your little figures, that kind of stuff.
Acrylic is really what I'd say. That's the real reason why. I mean, these people, they have these huge like Thunder CO2s, and they're cutting 1/4-inch plywood, and I'm like, $5,000 CNC, something at $85 diode laser could cut. Like,
for me, the
that's not a big
CO2 laser
advantage.
was mostly used for making templates and selling templates. I was cutting so many templates. That was like
acrylic templates.
Clear acrylic templates was a business.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but it was when it's just the 1/4-inch plywood, it was like, I don't get that.
I mean, it depends what you want to do, right? Like if you're, like I make a lot of sign letters and things for signs out of 1/4-inch plywood. Because you're just sticking them on something, right?
Right. Skylar, you're up.
Skylar tries not to have 4 laser in her shop, at least out of the box and working. Yep, they only have so much space. So, one comes in, one has to go out.
Yeah, your shop is bigger than mine. Of course, you don't have a tractor parked in yours. But...
No. But I have to make room for a CNC now.
Yes. So, and did you get the 48-inch by 48-inch one?
No, I got a 36 by 36.
Smaller
a
one.
Journeyman. A Foreman.
Journeyman.
A Foreman.
I actually have a stand that I built, and it's taking about that space right there. And I put it there a few months ago just to live with that in my space to make sure that I have the room for it.
That's
so I've
cool.
been walking around that.
You got comfortable with that space being occupied.
Yep. And I was like, okay, I can live with that. I can make it work. So then I ordered it.
Cool. That was smart thinking.
So Spectrum Reality says CO2s are much faster than diodes, and they can do clear acrylic
and glass.
And glass.
And Roger disappeared. And glass. Yeah, I mean, much faster is maybe subjective. I mean, if you got a 100-watt CO2 laser, yeah, it's going to cut faster than a diode laser.
So we had the laser chick on our live a while back, and her main way she makes money is tumblers, and she has UV lasers, diode lasers, CO2 lasers, everything just like us. And she said the way they're making the fastest that she's found without any type of error and be able to duplicate success improve every single time, for her it's been a CO2 laser.
Yeah, and I guess to answer Ross's question, because he did in his F2 Ultra UV, I think it was, he did a tumbler with that. And the problem is you run into this situation where a UV laser will actually mark stainless steel. So when you cut through the paint, then you get to the stainless steel and you're going to get black letters. A CO2 laser has this unique characteristic in that it won't touch stainless steel. So you can hit a tumbler as hard as you want and it'll burn the paint off, but it won't, once it gets to the steel, it'll just make it shiny. So if you were in that tumbler business, a CO2 laser is a must have.
Yeah.
I use my CO2 laser for inlays too, where I put the aluminum sticky tape on the bottom and
Oh.
then
Yeah.
engrave the reverse engraving, and it stays everything stuck with my aluminum because it doesn't cut through the aluminum. And then you can just put all the pieces at once and the inlay.
Nice. So you're not trying to fumble and get it lined up
Yeah,
perfect.
so you'll be able to do that a whole lot nicer with a CNC when you get
Yes, I've been practicing on VCarve Pro.
Oh,
I've
have
been
you?
making all kinds of files, practicing doing the G code.
Because
So I'm
there
ready.
you tend to make the plug first in all one piece, and then you cut all the holes, and then you just lay it. You literally fill everything with glue and just press it in,
Right.
and then at the end you just take your bandsaw or put it back on the CNC and cut the cap off of your plug.
Chris
And
said,
it just works so nice. There's a toolpath in Vectric VCarve for it.
Yep. I've
Tim
been playing
said
around with that.
Chris said he's been trying to avoid a UV printer, but I might have to put another level on my shed.
Yeah, so there are a couple of interesting UV printers coming out this year. I mean, the E1 is nice. I would say it's more of a hobby home UV printer. Longer's coming out with the E-print, which is a little more leaning towards small business. Xtool is coming out with, I think they're going to call it the M something. And it's going to be a fairly substantial business tool. And who else? Pro Colored is coming out with one.
Procolor has been making them now for a while, so they got pretty
Yeah,
good
but
at
now
it
they
by
have
now.
that combination one, right? That's a UV
Right.
and DTF.
Yep.
It's coming out soon, and it'll be priced in this. Like the one nice thing that, well, there's many nice things about the E1, but the one nice thing about the E1 is it's priced to keep everyone else honest, right? It's like anybody who comes out with a $10,000 UV printer now is people are going to go, well, I can buy an E1 for $2,000. So
Yeah, it's
the prices are
setting the bar.
coming down.
Depends on what you're making and how much of it you're making, I guess.
Spectrum
Yeah.
Reality said, if you're into that kind of thing, I really want one of those Metal Fab Xtool tools. But holy hell, 23K in Canada for cutter and the CNC.
Yeah. So I am talking to Xtool about getting one of those. Fingers crossed. They were supposed to send me one last year, and when they were ready to send me one, I wasn't ready to receive it. And then they ignored me for a while when I asked about it. But I have a new rep in Xtool now, so she seems more eager to get some
I love
coverage.
my old rep on Xtool. My new rep, I'm like,
I upset someone the other day. A company reached out to me, and I thought I was going to get one. And I, I'm always truthful. These combo welders, cleaners, lasers, right?
Yeah.
And I told them, I says, when I went to journeyman school, I took welding 1, 2, 3 in advanced welding. I own a farm, so you use a welder all the time, right? I said, but I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, if you think you're going to pitch this high-tech gadget to an old-school welder, it's going to be hard to convince them, right?
Initially.
So I says, for if you're just trying to get your name out there and trying to get people to jump on your bandwagon, I think it'd be easier to convince someone you don't need 20 years experience to weld like your father.
Yeah.
You can take technology and leapfrog, and because of this, be able to do these type of lasers and great, these type of welds, and show them that, because the other guys are like, but I can see like these newer guys, you can go buy a Harbor Freight trailer, a 220 generator, and go to body shops and clean frames and make thousands of dollars per stop. You know what I mean? That in itself could be a business, or graffiti removal,
Now, Xtool's marketing angle on the Metal Fab is at people who've never welded before.
Right. See, that's exactly what I'm trying to. They were trying to sell, and I'm like, look, you're not in the same ballpark. Like, you're not going to be able. They're going to want to do strength tests, and then you're going to look bad. Like, it's not the same. It's like, that's why every welder has 4 different kind of welders, because it depends what kind of job it is.
Yeah, although the advantage something like a metal fab has, or well, laser welders in general, but the metal fab specifically has settings for things like brass. Well, do you know how hard it is to weld brass? Like most people who weld for a living can't weld brass.
Most people don't
Even
weld aluminum.
aluminum, right, is
Yeah,
very
aluminum.
difficult to weld.
Yeah, most people can weld anything besides aluminum. Aluminum's super hard to weld.
Well, brass is hard, copper's hard.
Yeah.
And the metal fab will let you or me or anybody who has some basic understanding of welding but may or may not have welded before can weld that stuff. And if you were making you're making a water tank and the thing has a leak in it, you could weld underwater with the thing. You can't do that with any kind of welder other than a laser welder, right?
Yeah, so I think I made them upset.
Well, gas welding, I guess.
I made them upset, and they actually backed off the deal. And they were like, "Well, after consideration, blah blah blah." I'm like, you know what? I don't care. You asked me my opinion. I told you honestly how I felt, and if that upset you, then I'm sorry. But I honestly think that's the truth. I'm not saying that I don't think eventually, like technology always progresses, right? When anything's new, people are doubtful. Could that be the new way that everyone welds? Yes. But these old school welders who have $100,000 on the back of their truck, of welders.
Oh, they're definitely going to drag their feet.
Right.
But what's going to hurt them is people who don't weld for professionally suddenly won't need them anymore.
Yes.
Right. And that's when they'll start to change. Like, I think, unless you're like a high pressure gas welder or something, the regular welding shop kind of guy, those jobs, those days are numbered, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, AI is not going to take them out, but amateur welders might.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. A Harbor Freight trailer and a cheap generator.
Yeah, but the other thing that something like a metal fab will do that a welding shop typically won't do is cutting material. Not just like, I'll cut big squares into small squares. It can cut down to like fractions of a millimeter type accuracy. Right? Yeah. Most welding shops don't have that kind of capability.
Plasma cutters.
Yeah. Not down to that level.
Yeah.
Plasma cutters will definitely cut holes in metal, but you can cut like a 1 millimeter hole in a piece of steel with a metal fab.
Well, that's cool.
You won't do that with a plasma cutter.
Yeah. Plasma cutters like going there with a bazooka.
Yeah, it's more of a, it's basically a controlled torch, right?
Yeah. Hold on, buddy.
Yeah, I mean these things cut and it's ready to use after that. A plasma cutter, you got about an hour of grinding to do after, right?
Yes. Yeah, and that's why I told him. Like I'm not saying that I'm not comparing apples to apples and saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying like to win people over, I think it'd be easier to win your initial target, your initial customer base, on people who have years of experience of welding versus someone who does. Because they're going to be skeptical, way more skeptical. And they didn't like that answer at all. It really upset them, rubbed them the wrong way.
But, I mean, I see it. That may or may not be true in the long run, but there is a headwind that they have to push against.
Right.
And I mean, anybody who's got a welding shop isn't going to do them any favors and tell people they should buy a laser welder, right?
Absolutely.
Or a laser cutter. But it's going to happen, right? This is the horsewhip problem all over again, right?
Sanders Laser Engraving said, lose some detail versus dial, but it's fast. You can run acrylic and cut much faster. I think he's talking about the CO2 laser.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't cut acrylic at all with a diode laser. Even black acrylic doesn't cut very well with a diode laser. Not by comparison.
Reddy said much better on the CO2 than on glass. So I have a question. So everyone's in here commenting all these different lasers. What was your first laser? And what was your first laser you stopped using or you upgraded? Because we were talking about that too, right? Like the next laser came in and it kind of like obsoleted another, right? So
yeah,
just kind of curious.
Yeah, I mean, I had an office job, so my first laser was a laser pointer. You can see over here on line 5.
Skyler, you said you're pretty good at that, being very strict on, you know, something comes in, something has to come out. What was the first laser you got?
The first one I had was from Longer, was the Ray 5, 10 watts.
It's a
Okay.
good laser.
And I didn't think much about it. It was just kind of like, okay, I'll try it. But I told them I had never had the laser before, so I told them, I'm like, I'll review it, but just, you know, I know nothing about lasers. I have no idea what even they do. I've never seen one even on YouTube. So I looked up some videos and I review it, and then when I figured out that I can make inlays with it, very detailed inlays, then I was hooked. I'm like, oh, I like lasers, because before that I was doing them just with a trim router with templates and, you know, bushings and stuff.
Right.
And it was never perfect, but the laser got it perfect so nicely. So
See,
then I was
this
like, oh, I
was-
really like lasers. And then a new company came out, I think it was X-Tool. They wanted me to review the D1 Pro, whatever it was. I'm like, oh, yes, I'll do it. And then a better one came out. It's like, oh, I'm doing better inlays now. And keep evolving.
Yeah, and this is one of these places where, like, the, you know, based on the laser welder guys conversation, they should look at inlay, right? There are people who are artists doing inlay, right? And they'll spend 20 hours or more doing something which you can now do in 20 minutes on a laser.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to do marquetry where you cut the veneer with an X-Acto knife on the pattern and try to fit the pieces to do basically this inlay. Like, I would never do that now. It's like so much easier with the laser. You can just cut all the pieces. Make the
and
hole.
I mean, but there were people that was their job, right? And you see some, like, if you see antique tables and things where you see marquetry or intarsia, there's a whole bunch of these cut inlay type things, and you look at this and you go, like, there is no way I could ever do this. But give me a laser and I can make that in a half an hour, right? It's you know, and it's got to be depressing to those people because they've got
so
thousands of hours invested in this. Now there aren't too many of these people left anymore, but it was an art form, right? And it's basically been eaten alive. Like, any moron like me can do inlay now, right?
And lasers are not suited for everything either. I had this big argument with this guy on my Facebook group a few months ago, because I made this intarsia cross that has these flowers, you know, like cut from 3/4 inch wood, and it's shaped and looks 3D. And he's like, oh, I have that file. I'll do it on my laser. Why would you waste your time to do it on a scroll saw? Because you can just cut it on a laser. I'm like, listen, I'm not against laser. You can cut it, but it's not going to look like this. It's not going to have the dimensions. It doesn't have the thickness. He's like, yes, mine is going to look better because it's cut perfectly. I'm like, no, it's not. And it's like, why you hate technology? He was like, went into this hate rant with me. I was like, you hate technology, you hate lasers, you think scroll saw. And then he gave me this example. It's like, if I have to go to the lumber store 20 miles away and buy wood, would you drive a car, or would you go by hand and by your feet and, you know, carry your lumber home? I'm like, I don't think you understand me. I love lasers, but
even now that you have a UV laser, you can do that stuff.
Yeah.
Right, but it's going to take, you know, to do like your cross with the flower embedded in the cross. It would take you, you know, 20 hours to do that on a UV laser. Whereas with your grinder and a bit of sandpaper, it's basically and sanded.
Yeah, even then it's not going to look the same, because every petal and every leaf and stuff is different color wood. It's different natural wood color. Yeah. So it's just, but he was just.
It's always right. You got to use the right tool for the job.
Yep. Just like I would not cut, you know, 1/2 inch wood on my lasers. I would use a bend saw, use a scroll saw, use something else, a CNC.
And this was the argument I had with UV laser versus CNC, right? It's like, yeah, I have a CNC too, and I think it's great, but cut me a square inside corner with your CNC.
I thought it was funny.
You can use a chisel. Sure, you could. But what if that hole that you're cutting is a millimeter wide, right? It's like...
No, I thought it was funny when you started seeing all these laser manufacturers cutting 2x4s.
Oh, it's stupid. It's so dumb.
Like, okay. You know, like, but why?
I never cut anything more than 1/4 inch is probably my max.
Yeah, I'll go up to 1/2 inch maybe with a laser sometimes, but only if it's some complex curve or something, because I don't like scroll saws.
Yeah, if I have to do a 1/2 inch, I'll do it on the scroll saw. So much faster and cleaner cut and no charring.
Yeah. I was doing those cedar fence pickets for the jack-o'-lanterns and for Halloween, and I was kind of messing with the settings to char
Mm-hmm.
so the edges had that like blackened look. I
See,
can
that
line it
charts
to do it.
pretty fast.
Yes, right. But you got to kind of slow it down a little bit, you know. And then the other thing was that if the cedar's not dried out really, really well, you'll get a random spot that just doesn't cut all the way through. So I would just do extra passes, even though I didn't have to, because
Yeah,
I
just
want to
do an
pick it up.
extra pass after.
Yeah, don't want to pick it up and you're like, ah, you know. So
So Tim says, Chris, I've been using mine, his E1, since last Thursday. Can't stop playing with it. It opens up so many possibilities with other laser and CNC projects. Whips off coasters and magnets like a beast. Yes, and then he said, and then he told me he was tired of coasters.
Yeah, I've done my share of coasters with the E1.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that comment, because that means that Tim isn't gonna pay me to do any more of his UV printing.
So coasters to me are like hit or miss. I get absolutely nothing and then like a big order. Absolutely nothing and then a big order. It's not consistent for me.
The only way I do coasters is if it's an existing customer.
Yeah.
Like they want something else and throw in some coasters too. It's that kind of thing.
I get
I'm
a
not
lot
going
of
to sit down and make coasters.
realtors and moving companies.
Yes. Yeah. Again, you'd have to. It would be a job to do that, but
Yeah.
But those are places to target if you're starting a small business. Real estate agents, cutting boards with personal engraving on them of some sort, and maybe the real estate agent's name and phone number on the back. That kind of stuff. Real estate agents like engraving. Jim will slam me here in a second. Engraving glasses. With they do this quite often, right? They'll put a wine bottle and some glasses on the island in the kitchen, and they'll have the people's names on them. So you can target real estate agents, and they love this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have a question.
If you want to do glasses, you need to do weddings.
Yeah. Well, again, it's a job.
I have a question, Skylar.
It's work.
So I got harassed for a long time. Would I make these stove top? I don't even know what the hell they're even called.
Stove covers.
Covers.
Yes, and I said no.
Just send them to
finally,
Quack.
I got
Quack
asked so many times. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, we lost you. Lost your volume.
But have you made those?
No, and I will never make them. I saw this this lady on Facebook. I saw her. She had one of those. She was very proud of it. And she lives in New York and she doesn't cook. So she ordered pizza. And then she ate, and whatever leftover pizza she put on that stovetop wooden platform thing. And then her dog jumped to the stove to try to get probably a slice of pizza and accidentally turned on the stove, and her house almost burned down. Like the thing was in flames.
Oh.
So the message here is make your stove cover out of stainless steel.
Probably.
It has to
That's
come
why they
with,
make them out of stainless steel. That's why it comes with your stove.
it has to come with a disclosure. We're not responsible if you burn down your house. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it at all. But again, we had this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Just because you like something doesn't mean the customer should like it, or vice versa. But
I can see it if you're like really not using your stove and it's not plugged to the gas
Right.
and
yes.
Yeah, if you just want more cupboard space, right? I guess it's for more, like if you need a little more countertop space, great. But I would worry, like you turn on the stove and forget that this
it's
thing's
wood
on there,
and it has a
whatever.
finish on it which is flammable.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's wood basically, right?
Yeah. So David said I cleaned the filter on my laser air compressor. Did that ever improve cutting? Yeah, I would absolutely assume so.
Yeah.
So Dave, what laser cutter do you have? Let us know.
Yeah, the air compressor is probably one thing most people don't think about cleaning.
Yeah. Chris said we can't see comments from other YouTube channels. We're actually sharing them on the screen, so you should be able to see them. We also read them out loud for people who are not watching, just listening.
Roger must have had a power failure or something. He's gone. Yeah, Chris, if you're on my channel, you'll only see my comments. But if you come over here to StreamYard, you'll see everybody's comments.
Well, even if any one of our YouTube channels, when we share it on StreamYard, it shares it across every single one of our YouTubes, only on the screen when we share the message.
Yeah.
but you won't be able to see everyone's comments in the comments because they could be coming from any one of our platforms. Saturn's Laven Graham said, I started looking at UV printers, but I'm waiting on other machines to compare.
Yeah, there'll be a bunch of them coming out this year.
100%.
I'm very
get
eager to
interesting.
see the X-Tool one.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. You know, and
Just because it's more of a small business type printer, right?
yeah, and they're so UV printers are so just outrageous expensive. Printers and lasers. So now that everyone's making them, it's definitely going to lower the price.
Yeah.
You guys want to take this?
Alex says, I'm doing a lot of multi-layer wall hangings, I guess. Or do you have suggestions, supplier, for bulk orders of large 2 to 4 millimeter sheets of plywood, and good suggestions for hanging those pieces, as some have delicate edges? You do some layered stuff, don't you, Skylar?
Yeah, I have done it, but I pretty much always try to put it in a frame because one, that's going to look more polished and as a finished product than just like layers of plywood glued together. And then once you have that solid frame, then you can actually attach hardware to it to hang it. So
Good pointer.
but the plywood sheets, I bought them from, I mean, I got it on Amazon. I got it on Xtool, had some deals at some point. You can get it from all kinds of places. They have UV printed plywood, so you can get all kinds of prints and colors.
Yeah, for this kind of thing, you can just use hardware store plywood too.
Right.
Yeah, and the other thing is,
But usually I think it's used a 1/8 inch because you have like, 15 layers or 10 layers for some artwork.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think some people tend to want to buy it online because they don't have a way of, maybe not have a table saw to cut a full sheet down. So, so if you do go to Home Depot and you are nice to one of those guys, they will cut it up for you. And sometimes they have a minimal charge, but if you're nice to those guys, well, sometimes they won't charge you anything at all.
And if you don't want to be nice to them, on the way out, buy a rechargeable saw.
Yep.
And just cut it out in the parking lot. I've seen people doing that a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
They didn't buy the saw in necessarily Home Depot, but they brought a saw with them to cut things smaller so it fits in their car.
Just get a jigsaw, or if you want to be faster, get a track saw. I wouldn't get a circular saw if you have no experience with it, but a track saw, it's safe for anyone.
But it's definitely a lot cheaper to buy a 4x8 sheet versus small pieces from anywhere.
Well, you can get it delivered too, right? I mean, most hardware stores will have delivery.
I get mine delivered from the big box store, but that's just 1/4 inch. I couldn't find 1/8 inch, and it's veneer.
Yeah,
you can get it in mahogany, cherry, walnut, maple.
1/8 inch is getting hard to find.
And if it does come, it's probably warped and bent and doesn't stay straight. Flat.
Well, yeah, that's the other challenge. They store it in these basically like a wood rack, right? So there's like 3 places where it's touching the wood, and you get these big curls in the middle of it.
And then it doesn't cut because it's just all like this on them.
Yeah.
Someone want to take this?
You can do this one, Skylar.
Another good thing I have been making some coins with is doing some pet monument grave markers and also some wooden engraved urns with optional stone tops or faces.
Yep. People pay a lot of money.
Anything personalized.
For their pets, yeah.
So I would say that my niche is memorial stuff. And anything outside of memorial, I've had a ton of people negotiate the price. Could you take this or could you take that? And whenever it comes to anything memorial, I've never once ever had anyone ask me to lower the price. And I never, ever. And they're not, can you get this done tomorrow? They're just like, let me know when it's done. Because they just want it done the way they want it. They'll pay the way they want it. And as long as it's exactly what they want, they don't care how long it takes or how much it costs. They don't care.
Yeah, I've been making pets urns for a while now.
Yeah, Roger got real choked up by the one you made for his wife.
That
was
like the hardest job I had to do, I think. I don't know. I was like so the weight of it and
Hmm.
just didn't want to screw. I mean, he gave me pretty much free choice of doing whatever design, whatever I want, but I think I made like 4 of them until I got to that one.
Yeah, he was pretty choked up. But
There you go.
Alex said, "Yeah, Dad has been wanting me to do this Santa belt."
Yeah, I mean, if you had a fiber laser, you could make the buckle brass, and a UV laser to do the belt. Well, I guess you could use your fiber laser for the belt too, but it would smell bad.
You can use your CNC for the belt.
I don't think I'd put a belt on a CNC, but
No,
some people probably do.
for the buckle.
Oh, for
Oh,
the
yeah,
buckle,
buckle,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people do it from brass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, brass is soft. It cuts like
Yeah.
wood almost. You can cut brass with a table saw.
Right. Well, not mine.
Well,
yeah,
not
you got
mine
the
either,
fancy- Oh, you got that same fancy stock
Yeah.
saw now, right?
Yeah, brass is a pretty good conductor, so
Yeah, I know there is a way to disengage that so it doesn't trigger it. I just don't know how to do it. So I'm like,
it's something on the front panel you can push some button to put mode it in the right mode.
I never figured it out. So I just bought the contractor saw. I have it there. So it's like every time I have something that has potential to trigger it, I'll just run it through that one.
That sucks.
But I also have that one set with a dado stack at all
okay,
times
okay.
for doing grooves and things for my boxes and stuff. That way I don't have to change blades all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And finger
Yeah.
joints and all that.
It just would suck that you have to just have another saw to not have it do what it's supposed to do when it's so expensive. That's all I'm saying. That saw is like ridiculous. I still have
Well,
my
there is a
DeWalt.
way. There's a series of buttons or something you have to push to disengage it. I just haven't really read the manual.
Yeah, it's on the right beside the power switch. There's another switch there. You can click it a couple of times to put it into different modes.
MacGyver mode.
Chris says CNCs are great as long as you use an O flute upcut for acrylic. Yeah, or an upcut end mill. It doesn't really matter unless you're engraving. I do blanks, then details are done on laser.
Yeah, it's when Skylar posted like when she spent all this money on those CNC bits, I was laughing because I remembered when I did that. I was like so excited, and I was like clicking on this and clicking on that and clicking on this, and they all started showing up, and I ordered from 3 different people, and I was like, whoa, okay, I need to stop. I haven't even used this yet, you know.
It was the several $100 flattening bit that is like, what? You're gonna buy this? Buy something worth $20. It's just a flattened MDF.
It looks so cool though, you know. But yeah, it works well.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
It should.
Star of Texas says, I finally received my Eufy Make UV 2 weeks ago. Luckily, I received 2 ink kits because the blue cartridge will not click and stay in place. Huh, that's weird.
Well, I had that happen to one of my cartridges. It's just the little plastic tab that kind of dangles in the back of it. It was broken on mine. It was just down in the machine. When I clicked it and it broke.
I've never had that problem.
Well.
No. It's weird. Well, just send it back to them and get an exchange.
What is this? Chris said I want to buy 2 secondhand TARDIS for my new Witcher. What's TARDIS?
It's a Doctor Who reference. A TARDIS is his police booth, and when you open it, it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Oh, okay.
So he wants more floor space without having to build a shed.
There you go. There you go.
Just put a police booth in the corner.
I wish my shop was bigger.
Yeah. Well, your shop is bigger than mine, isn't it? How big is that?
1,300 square feet, I think.
Yeah. What's it dimensionally?
I don't know.
It's a garage, right? So it's probably 20 feet deep, and
yeah, I don't know. It's about this big.
that's probably that's about the same size as mine.
And then it has another room, my finishing room over there in the back.
Nice. Just Alan Jones said Amtech has a UV printer as well. Yeah, they're all coming out with them.
Yeah, everybody's trying to
And
pivot now,
Amtech's a
right?
big guy.
Because
And Amtech's a big guy. They're a big company, so
yeah.
you know, everyone's getting in.
Well, that's the thing, right? It takes somebody like a Eufy make, and this is the Creality M1 story on the filament extruder side too, right? It takes some company to be first, and then all the big companies jump in. Like
Yeah.
I fully expect once Creality ships their M1, I fully expect Bamboo to come out with a filament extruder.
Spectrum Reality said, I still have a brand new rotary in the box for over a year. Haven't used it. I think I might pick up and dedicate a small machine for rotary eventually. I wanted fiber to be able to do metals. So
Yeah.
I have every fiber I have. I've got a rotary tool. I've never used it. Never even plugged it in.
Yeah,
I've never used rotaries either. All the machines came with it. They sent it to me. I left it in the box, and when I sold the machine, I take it out. I send it away. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to use it.
yeah, I'm the same way. There's people who live and die by like Nikki, right? Like she lives and dies by rotaries, but I just can't.
I
get
don't do
into it.
engravings, so that's not my business. So
Yeah, well,
So
when
the one thing
I mean, people have come to me and said, "Hey, can you engrave a tumbler for me?" But again, it's because they bought something else, and it's like, okay, let me install a rotary and figure out how to use it again, and it's I just don't do it.
So the one thing I do have, I have one of those table ones. I've never even taken it out of the box either. I'd like to set it up for the bottle openers, because you could just go like, you know. And
I have a shelf full of rotary boxes that have never been opened.
Yeah, so I have I've been making those bottle openers for restaurants, and I'm like, just give them away every time someone makes a big order. Just put it in their bag. Just give it to them. Don't try to sell these. Just give them away. You know, and so they're cheap. You know, and they order 100 or more. You know.
Yeah.
So.
We're in business. We call that a loss leader.
Exactly.
You just eat it.
Yeah. Tim said, best laser I have found. Best laser I have found, believe it or not, was for coated tumblers. Is my little X Tool F1. Blue light removes the coating with burning the metal, and the second IR for cleaning up the edge. Never had a bad burn.
Yeah. F1's not a bad laser for this.
So that one laser, they have that's the first laser I've ever seen that has a vertical tumbler laser. It's literally a laser that's made for tumblers.
Yeah.
And the cup is upright. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. That's well, they came out with that this year in the last 12 months.
Yes. They
this
asked me,
vertical laser.
What laser would I want? And I says, I think that's unique. Like you said, Steve, somebody sends you a 20-watt laser. Like, what else are you going to say differently about this 20-watt laser that everyone's 20-watt laser? Well, let's see. What's different, right? So,
and the problem is most lasers these days are actually good. So, it's, you know,
right.
Yeah, and that's the thing,
a big
right?
Difference.
Like, right.
You know, and I'm sure you get it too. People ask me quite often, and it happened, I think, again today. Someone asked me, you know, what diode laser should I buy? It's like, pick one. They're all the same, right? They're all good. You know, some are cheaper because they're not in a cabinet. Some are more expensive because they have proper support. Just pick whatever suits you, because the laser itself is going to be fine.
Yeah,
right?
The head. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, the
some
other
more
challenge on
than others.
Yeah.
The other challenge on the diode laser front is people say, should I buy a 20 or a 40 watt or a 60 watt?
Always go for the 40.
Yeah, but it's like, well, people say, but people say the 60 watt's not good for engraving. It's like, well, technically, yeah, but we're talking about fractions of millimeters. Had this conversation today, right?
Yep.
The difference between the quality on a 20 watt diode laser and a 60 watt diode laser, we're probably talking, I don't know, it's probably less than a quarter of a millimeter difference, right? Like, you're not going to see that. Most people, and I said to this guy, I said, most people can't see the difference in a quarter inch, let alone, you know, a fraction of a millimeter.
Yeah,
so,
the engraving is going to be so close, but the cutting is going to be so different.
Yes. Now, definitely, if you're cutting a 60 watt diode is going to be better.
So Tyler, to what you're saying is, my go-to laser was in a Tesla V35. That was my workhorse. So like I used that every
Yeah,
day, right?
and that's a great place to be. You're right in the
But
sweet spot, right?
and then the longer
40,
V1
32
came,
to 40 watts.
the longer V1 came, 35 to 40 watts. It's only 5 watt difference, but it
Yeah.
was a drastic difference for cutting because I'm using it for
Cutting.
cedar picket fences. So guess
Yeah.
what happened? Tesla, see ya. Longer
But
V1 took its place. You know.
but the thing is, so they went through this phase where a 20 watt diode laser had, I don't know, a 0.06 kind of beam spot size. And then, the way they stack the lasers, in bigger lasers, the beam got bigger. Well, that's not the case anymore, right? You look at the alien cell, and a 60 watt laser is a 0.06 beam size.
Right. That's like a 20-watt laser.
Yeah, but it's 60 watts.
Yep.
So that, this is another one of those myths that it probably used to be true back in the early days, like 8 years ago. It's a lot less true now because most of the diode lasers have tiny beams because they
I
stack
think the
diodes
only
properly.
laser I've ever tried that I did not like the way it was engraving was the Creality one, I think it was,
Yeah, the
where
Falcon
it was
2s.
just not good at engraving. I think they pre-focused the lenses that it's out of focus, so
Well,
it cuts
it
better,
depends.
but it will not engrave good.
So in the 60 watt laser module, they can switch it down to 20, and they
Right.
actually turn off a bunch of the diodes. So that one isn't bad, but they had one before that, the 40 watt one.
Yeah, I've tested the 40 and the 60 and the 20,
Yeah.
and
I
they were
didn't
just
like the 40 watt one.
no. It was just
The
kind of
60 watt one was
fuzzy,
okay.
like not focused, and then it was just burning.
Yeah.
No.
The 60 watt one was okay though, because if you wanted to engrave, you could turn off,
Right.
2/3 of the diodes.
Chris said, "Yep, I have a backup CO2 as my dedicated rotary." Yeah. Yeah. So everyone's gonna have.
Yeah,
a
and
different
Jim is
method
on
of
here. He
looking at it.
uses his. He's got a 30 watt CO2 Galvo laser, which he uses for engraving. And that's. I mean, if you want to engrave tumblers, that's probably not a bad laser to have, is because it's compact and you can just drop a tumbler on it and push the start button. Right?
And again, everyone's kind of saying the same thing. Like, once you start getting multiple lasers, you start dedicating the machine for a particular item.
Yeah.
And it's you get the machine set up, jig set up. It's almost like you don't want to touch it, right? Because you could just drop something in and hit go. So.
Yeah.
Chris said welder software metals is an art form. Oh, speaking of, have you started doing the glass art stuff yet?
Glass
Me?
art.
Yes.
No, not. I mean, I've tried some over the summer. I need to find a space to actually.
Oh, you
put
want
out
to do
all my stuff.
stained glass, right?
Yeah, I want to incorporate the stained glass and some box designs and stuff.
I think that's gonna be so awesome. That's gonna be so awesome. I can't wait to see it.
I played
thought
with this
about-
idea. I wanted to do the glass. What do you call that? When you put it on the kiln and it melts together and you can make designs.
Yeah, stained glass.
But not the stained glass. You use the copper foiling and you take the pieces and put them together. But there's this kiln that you can put your glass in, and it just melts one glass into another. I can't remember what that's called. A fused glass, I think it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to do that, and I have my finishing room. It was ready for a kiln. I built it all around that, but then I decided not to do it.
I've had a video in my video queue for a long time, probably 2 years, to do to see if you can make something that looks like stained glass using acrylic.
You can. I've seen people do it.
I know. Yeah, and I've seen videos since then, and I thought, well, okay, I won't bother doing it now. But I don't know. I might at some point.
Yeah, I've seen the people do it with the laser and acrylic, but I think with the CNC might be even cooler because you can make it like a rabbit, so then your acrylic sits on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it looks really cool. Yeah.
Spectrum Reality said, I watched a few demo videos on the Metal Fab, and they seem to be getting pretty good presentation.
Yeah, I mean the welds are welds, right? It's not like it's not like it's tape on the surface. Like they're welding all the way through the metal, which is why welding shops should be concerned, because like from a strength perspective, I mean I wouldn't weld a car frame with it, but it's you know, if you're welding the typical things that most makers would weld, it's probably better than like TIG or well, if you're cutting, certainly gas. So
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
when you
They
go
do
to
weld
welding,
pretty well.
when you go to welding class, after you do your welds, they cut your metal in half so they can
Yeah.
look through your welds.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see.
And I
It
think,
all looks good on the surface. You know.
well, if they ever send me a metal fab, because I'm now open to it, I'll weld a piece and cut it in half, and you can look at it. No,
I still got my it's hanging on my my wall over there right in front of me. When I passed welding one.
You passed the test.
Welding one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the test they all use is they throw it on the floor and jump on it, and it's like that's not a real test of anything, right?
No.
I mean, if it was a really terrible weld, yeah, it'll probably break, but it's pretty hard to get a really terrible weld with a laser welder. But you can get a weak weld for sure.
Tony said water jet will be the next for cutting metal. You know, I think they're very cool, but they're very big. They're huge.
They tend to be pretty messy too, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to cut metal like you can cut it with a metal fab, then you need a water jet cutter.
Yes. So at my work, they have a metal fab like whole department, make crazy stuff, but they have machines that are like 20 by 20, like it's insane. Sometimes I just go down there and watch them work because I just think it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I get people ask me all the time about cutting metal and doing welding. Like what's popular is these little fire pot things. Like you can just plunk it down and sit around it and do whatever. Those kinds of things are kind of hot items. Yeah,
Hey guys, I'm only gonna say this once. Roger's going to difficult times right now, so if he doesn't show up, or he shows up, he just drops. It's just gonna be a thing for a little while. So
yeah,
I just don't want to talk about the time I have respect for him because he's a friend, but just kind of if he's here or he's not here or he just drops, just give him that space, please, and please just don't ask, just know.
Yeah.
And if you don't know why, it's because his wife just recently passed. Okay.
Jack in the shop says his first laser was a K40. It's the first laser for a lot of people.
Yep.
Then a 60 watt CO2, then a 5 watt diode laser. That's a kind of a big step down in a different direction. Then he got a 30 watt fiber, a step up again. 5 months later, he rebuilt the 30 watt to be a 100 watt fiber. I'd like to know how he did that. And then got a 22 watt diode laser and a 40 watt diode laser. Wow, he's been through quite a few.
You are definitely not addicted, Jack. You're definitely not addicted.
Well, he hasn't said he's kept all of these, so he may only have one laser. Maybe he's only got a 40 watt laser now.
Okay, Jack. So now you got to fill us in. Do you have all this progression, or have you been upgrading and selling them along the way?
I'm betting he still kept the 100 watt fiber laser no matter what.
That'd be cool. Chris said my first laser was an Atom Stack 5 watt P7. I got it to see if I'd like lasers to hold interest. Now I would be rich if I didn't get it. Yeah. My first laser was.
He'd be rich if he didn't buy that $100 laser.
My first laser was an Ateza P5, 5 watt laser.
Yeah, see that's recent history.
Yeah.
You got hooked fairly recently.
That was probably 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah.
That's when I started 3 years ago. I remember I did not have 1,000 subscribers, or I just got to 1,000 subscribers when they sent me the first one.
Yeah. 3 years ago, yeah.
I had
a 60 watt CO2 first, then a 30 watt, and now F2. Nice.
I had a crappy one before I moved, and then got rid of it and moved, and then I got the full spectrum Muse 3D, which I actually just gave away to my nephew not that long ago. and after that, a bunch of diode fiber lasers, CO2 lasers. Again, more CO2 lasers.
Chris said square corners on a CNC takes 2 different tools. Lasers take 1 tool.
Yes. Well, one of the thing is on a CNC, one of those tools requires you to do something manual, right? You have to
Like a chisel.
a chisel or a file, something to get you into that square corner. And if you have 1,000 of those to do, if you did like a mandala or something, you could have lots of those to do, and it could take you weeks to get them done by hand.
When you guys want to take this?
Spectrum says I went for the big work area and got a 20 watt Ray 5. Yeah, that's a decent laser with 800 by 800 millimeter frame, and it's still my only laser so far, but I have plans for more in the near future. Yeah, you're gonna get hooked.
All right, Skylar, you're up.
I don't have the alien cell. I think that's for Steve.
Oh, is this an alien cell question? What thickness of birch plywood will an alien cell cut? So depending on the laser module, I mean, you can go to their site and look at this stuff. You're safely going to cut 1/4 inch plywood. Well, with a 60 watt, you'll cut 1/4 inch. If you have a 40 watt, you'll cut, 1/8 1/4. You might get a half actually with a 60 watt. Depends what the plywood, what's gluing the plywood together. The wood itself is easy to cut. It's the glue that's usually the nightmare. If this is something like what the hell is it? Brain fart now. The plywood that has like it's like 1 million layers in it.
Baltic birch.
Baltic birch. Yes, sorry. Man, I was thinking. I knew it was somewhere over in Europe. Yeah, so if you're cutting Baltic birch, there's a lot of glue to get through. I would say you're probably leaning closer to a 1/4 inch, even with the 60 watt with that. And it's not the wood, it's the glue.
Yeah. Chris said, I only do coasters for existing customers unless they offer ridiculous prices.
Yeah, that's my business plan too.
Well, I got like 5,000 slate coasters. If anyone wants to make me a big deal, hey, I might just have to let them go.
I'll buy 500 off of you for a penny a coaster. You pay the shipping.
I tell you what, though, I bought them before this whole tariff. I got them that's one reason I won't sell them, because I got them for next to nothing compared to what they are for now in Alibaba. I guess I got them right at the right time before all the drama.
Those are the good old days.
Yep. Spectrum Reality said, yeah, they're a bit of a pain, but I have made a few cases worth. Just did a few while back. Well, so Dave said I have the 30 watt Rolly.
Yeah, that's a decent laser.
Rolly,
hang on to it. It's a collector's item now.
Skylar, you're up.
Skylar, I emailed you out one of your templates, I'm assuming, and I have not heard from you. Yeah, I'm going through this weird thing now where I made a new email address for my business, and I'm trying to switch everything over. So now I have things coming in 4 different emails, and it's just a little bit hard to catch up with it.
So after these messages, we'll be right back. It should get to you.
And I don't sell templates anymore. That's the thing too. I don't sell any more acrylic templates. Gave my whole side of business away.
Yeah, I was surprised when you said that. I honestly was.
Yeah, well, it was taking me 2 to 3 hours every day of just cutting templates and packing them. I felt like I had no time to do any kind of woodworking. I was just a machine operator. So I had to make the decision, was either buy another CO2 laser to actually keep up with the orders, or just stop selling them altogether and just free up some time. So that's what I did.
Got to be happy what you do. Lake Hudson said, liked and shared. Thank you, thank you. It's Happy Hump Day, everybody. almost Friday. Thank you for you guys for joining us this far in the live. This is very cool. Had some good conversations. I like to see the progress of everyone's lasers and know that we're not the only ones with a problem or addiction. But it's also very people who say I only have this laser, I only have that laser. It's nice to see when you share that the progress, because when someone sees like this well polished wood shop or all the tools you had, it's kind of cool to kind of share the history, so that they realize, hey man, at some point I started just the same as you did. Right?
Yeah.
No one's shop first started like that, so it's not intimidating to somebody else. It's like it's motivating, right?
And depends on what you're doing. Maybe you only need one laser. Like I can do all my work with just one laser. If I had to actually pay money and buy one laser, I would have only had one.
Yeah, I'll point out that I can see like 4 different tools in the background though. You may only have one laser, but you got a bunch of other tools too. Right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Tony said water jet would be my next for cutting metal. I would love one. I wanted that. What is it? A Wazer? And then I saw they had one at my work, and I was like, why do you guys have this? Because they have these huge tables. We have a room. It's called the Think Lab, and it's basically just a bunch of real smart engineers who invent things. And so they have.
Sounds like fun.
They have humongous 3D printers, like we could go inside of. And every kind of cool thing you could think exists, they have. And so I just got permission. I can go in and out of that room anytime I want now. So it's pretty cool.
Just to go and sit in a 3D printer while it's printing?
No, I'm going through a pilot program, and it's in that room. And I had to keep getting escorted in there, and I was mad that every time I go to the bathroom or just walk out the room, I had to ring a doorbell and let somebody let me in. So I finally got authorization to be able to go in there. But it's kind of crazy when you're sitting in there and you're thinking like, this is this guy's job, just to sit there and like, I'm gonna invent something, you know.
Yeah, that's what I used to
with
do.
a pink cap, you know.
I didn't have the cap, but I used to do
you
a
know,
lot
you're
of
just that smart. They just hire you to come up with shit. Like that's a cool job.
Yeah, and you know what those people do? Having done that job, you come in the morning, you go, let's go for a coffee.
Spectrum Reality said, still waiting to hear back from Longer about whether they have reinforced the x-axis that the 80 millimeter to 40 watt upgrade. Emailed them the other day. I don't know that they have it's standard RAV 5. But hey, so one thing I would say is that there was just this Chinese holiday, and I just got an email the other last week that they were back, right?
Yeah, they were back on the 20th or something of February.
So if you emailed them, they're probably backlogged.
Yes.
So I would just say that's one thing that's different from emailing a stateside company versus overseas company, especially like China, that like shuts down for like a whole month. Like,
well, they had Chinese New Year's, right? It's a
right,
yearly thing.
But what I'm saying is we're so spoiled. Like we're like Amazon spoiled. Like United States never closes, right? When Walmart wasn't 24 hours, it was like an uproar. Like, oh my God, Walmart's not open 24 hours. You know what I mean? Like we're just so.
And this is the conversation I've had with a couple of companies in China around support, right? Or just that whole quality initiative is. It's not that I think they make terrible products or they don't support them. It's that they don't understand the Western culture, because it's not just North America. Europe's a bit like this too, where there is this complete intolerance for I have a problem and I want to ask a question, and it shouldn't take 2 days for someone to get back to me. I need an answer in the next 10 minutes. And this is one of the things they struggle with, right? And I get it. Like if I was in China working for a laser company, I wouldn't want to have to be up at 2:00 in the morning to answer some question. Like Xtool solved this problem by opening a North American office.
Right.
And they also have these ranger type people who live around the country, North America, and they're not too far away from you, no matter where you are. So now that's a more expensive solution. Bamboo solved this problem just by saying, we have some basic AI type support, but we also have a store where you can buy every part for your 3D printer, and on that part, on the store, you'll see a link to a video that shows you how to replace it. Right?
What do they call it? I forget. It's like a Wikipedia, but it's not Wikipedia. It's like their own version of Wikipedia. What do they call it?
Oh, they have a knowledge base. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a Wicca something or Wiz something.
Yeah.
Everything you click on, it's like rather than emailing them, they're like, oh, and you know what it is? Like they built like a catalog ID of FAQs, frequently asked questions.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool because at some point in time they had been asked that, so they spent the time to build like a library and it has pictures. And that's the other thing. Like I'll be honest, man. And when I put stuff together, I just want to look at the picture and like, how does this go? You know, if I have to like, if I have to like really read every single piece of direction just to how to put a square box together, something's wrong. You made it too difficult, or I'm too dumb. One of the two. But
But both of those, like the bamboo solution, is expensive up front, and then it gets cheaper because they don't have to answer questions, right? They're all in their knowledge base, and if you want to know how to replace the stepper motor, there's a video for that.
Yes. So creating that was definitely probably a huge task. But
now,
they don't have 2,000 emails.
Took the other approach, which is let's keep it high touch, right? Like we're going to have people talking to you. But they got it, right? And Bamboo in particular understood this really well. So it's a cultural difference. It's not a quality thing. Like, and this is where, a lot of people have struggles with Creality, right? Roger, for example. It's not that their printers are worse than like a Bamboo printer. It's just that when it's broken, there's no way for you to know how to fix it. Yeah. Whereas you can go on a Bamboo, a couple of clicks. In fact, you can do it right from your printer.
Yeah.
And it'll take you to the knowledge base right from the screen on your printer, right?
So I think Bamboo, if you're watching, you have to send Skylar a printer.
No.
Yeah,
I don't
Skylar really needs a printer to print.
Skylar does not need a printer.
She needs it.
At the very least, you need
have
one
to
to print all sorts of multi-board. Yeah, well, the Bamboo can send you a printer. They won't have any filament to send you. It's just a constant.
You'll have to order Creality or Sunloop.
Well, so the skinny is Bamboo is spinning up a line to make their own filament, right? And I think they're just letting stock disappear. And I guess there's a reason, a good sound business reason why they want to make their own filament, but that's, I think what's happening is there's not a lot of stock because they don't have a new line fired up yet for a new filament. And I think some of those lines are going now. Like obviously black and white are never out of stock.
Well, but black was the only one that was in stock today.
So those are probably coming off the new line.
Right, but I already ordered 3 boxes of black in Sunloop, which is 16 rolls. So I don't need it now. But I need the blue because their blue is unique. Sunloop's blue is different, Creality's blue. No one has
well, there's blue. 3 or 4 different colors of blue in Bamboo. They have a dark, it's a dark really blue, dark navy, metallic blue. It's a matte color. Yeah, it's really nice. And that one's actually bluer than the one I was thinking of. The one I was thinking of is the one I printed my retro case out of, which is this really dark blue metallic. It looks really nice, and it's the only place I've seen it.
Yeah, that's the Pet G High Flow.
Yeah, well, I don't print normally most things in Pet G, but I should start doing more of it actually.
Everything I print's Pet G.
Well, I do if it's production stuff. Like if it's for somebody, I'll print it in Pet G. But if it's prototypes, I'm not going to use Pet G.
Sally, you want to take this?
I'll take it, but I don't know the answer. Doing a 3D puzzle type walking cat for a friend. When changing size, Lightburn isn't seeing all the slots as slots, even changing tolerance. Any advice?
What do you mean by slots?
I think it's like kind of like finger joints, probably like what it connects to make.
Yeah, it's a puzzle, right? So you got things fitting together. I don't know.
Lightburn isn't seeing the slots. I don't know what he means by seeing the slots.
Well, they have
It's
a
possible.
setting where you can change the size of the slots, but if
So
it doesn't
make
recognize them as slots, it doesn't.
Make sure they're all on the same layer. Because if you have them on two different layers, you'll only have settings on one layer, and the other
That's
ones
true.
won't get cut at all. So just check that. I don't know about the tolerance though. Why that can't be changed.
And you know the other thing is, and I don't mean sound like a jerk, but email them. They actually have great tech support.
Yeah, they're pretty responsive.
Yeah. Jack said Wazer is too much for a small work area. I'd agree. It's very cool, but it is very small. When I saw it in person the first time, I was like, what? I just expected it to be bigger. I didn't expect it to be the size of a Weber grill. I expected it to be a lot bigger than that, you know? Chris said I use a battery saw and straight edge to cut in the parking lot area.
There you go.
Steve.
See,
There you go.
He must be one of those guys I've seen.
Sawdust all over the parking lot.
I will confess, I brought a saw with me just in case a couple of times, but I've never actually had to use it.
My guys at the store, they cut it always. They're
Yeah.
super nice, and they have it right. You can cut it yourself too. They have a machine you can cut it yourself, or you can go and they can use that, vertical cutting machine.
Yeah, by us, they won't let you touch any of their tools.
But yeah, there's got to be some serious insurance issues with that.
Yeah. Spectrum Reality said, yeah, they have a big tank at the bottom of them, and you have to fish your pieces out. Yeah.
Geez, there's still a lot in the stream here, and we're out of time.
Wow. Let's see. Yeah, wow. My aunt used to make hand cut custom belts and buckles. She wore over Steve's hood on the East Coast. It looks like as we ran out of time, it's 8:30. Today was a good live. I appreciate everyone joining. Happy Hump Day, everyone. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I hope we gave you a little relief.
If there's some question down here that you asked that we didn't get to, ask it again next week.
Yes. Or drop it in the Facebook group, and we'll get back to you. Sorry. Skyler, you want to say anything on the closeout?
Well, thanks everyone for being here, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Steve?
Yeah, same. I have nothing profound to say.
Sure.
I'll try to get a video of this between now and next week. It's been
Me
tough.
too.
Maybe
I got
you'll
a
get to
couple
your.
jobs this weekend.
Did you got to your 100,000 subscribers yet, Steve?
96,500.
So close. Maybe by next week.
Yeah.
Nice one. There you go. All right,
Good
guys.
night,
See you next
everyone.
week. Thank you.
Thanks all.